Hey everybody.
Hi there.
Welcome back, Nicole,
Thank you.
to Rialta News. Man, you know what? We started talking about weight last time we were chatting, and I found a thread in the group that is all about the weight of the camper, and then you started talking about how much clothes weighed, and I think it's unanimous. People are saying let's just camp without clothes, right guys?
That's not what we got out of that.
I got some likes. No, but we want to talk about, and someone was asking how in the world they even weigh their camper, and so, I don't know, let's talk about how we do it. So we have commercial scales for semi-trucks down the road. Mm-hmm. So you've probably seen them when you drive by. It says CAT scales, C-A-T, CAT, and scales, and they have a really cool app called Weigh My Truck for truckers. Works for campers too, and you just download the app. You can pay from the app. You pull up onto the scale, and the app knows you're there, and then it gives you a weight, and then boom, you're done. We don't even have to go inside and talk to the clerk.
That's right. We did it once. It was pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Now, rates on that. I've got them right here. So I've got the rates right here on the app, and it just says effective June 2nd, 2023, which was recently. U.S. weighs are $13.50. U.S. reweighs are $4. So if you weigh, and then you're like, oh snap, I need to take something out of the car, or my 16 Great Danes weren't in when I weighed, I should take it in. $4 more. And if you're Canadian, $23 and $8 because you're Canadian. Anyway, the app is called Weigh My Truck, which I don't know if you can see. Ooh, sort of. When you pull up, it's going to tell you, enter the location code on the intercom sign. It's on the sign when you pull up. It gives you a code that's your CAT scale, and you just type it in and hit accept, and boom, and then it starts its thing, and then you just drive on the platform. And it's not like you're driving on a tippy scale or anything. You just drive on, and it's got concrete, like a big slab, and it just weighs it.
It just weighs it. And it's the CAT. When you see the yellow at Love's and different gas stations like that, now when I see them, I'm like, ooh, I know what that's for.
Yeah.
So it's that big CAT yellow. But anyway.
Now, when should you weigh? Should you weigh when you're not loaded before you pack? Should you weigh when you're leaving for your trip? When should you weigh?
I say you weigh when you get your vehicle or your RV, and you start to learn it, because then you know how much. Like when it's empty, get your RV, take it up, see how much it weighs, right? And then if you want to check later after you've loaded it just to see, but you need to kind of keep consistently with that. We've only weighed it once because we just had an idea, and then we just kind of remove, add, adjust.
We should probably weigh it more than that. We look, you're either like a hyper analytical,
we just don't put a whole
mathy kind of person who wants to know exact stuff, or you're kind of wing it.
Yeah,
and
we kind of wing it.
We're on the wing side.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't let him take any of his stuff on our last trip because
she won't let us get overweight. She's like, you're not bringing the music equipment. We didn't do.
But we had a dog.
We made it work
in his house.
So if you weigh it right when you get it, you'll get a number.
You get an ID.
And you get a little slip, and that little slip paper will give you your number. Cool. How do you know what weight your camper is supposed to be? Where do you find it? Do you know that?
I think it's on a sheet that's on the inside of the closet.
Yes. Hopefully it hadn't been taken out by the previous owners. Could be. Go look inside your closet. There'll be a sheet from Winnebago. It says, here's the weight you're supposed to be at. Mm-hmm. And then it will list off options that came on your rig. So we got the TV in ours. We got the VCR in ours. Mm-hmm. We got the microwave. We got a few other little things that they just added in there as added options. Could include some seating or whatever. I don't know, whatever they put in there. They'll list those. Those are on top of the weight. So then you have an adjusted weight. And you have less than 1,000 pounds that you can add to the vehicle. And that includes
yourself.
All those options and the people.
Remember your people.
And your food and your water and your tanks. So don't be thinking, hey, I weighed everything before I brought it in. We're good. What about, tanks and water and fluids and gasoline and everything? So with a full tank of gas, with the tanks to weigh you, if you travel with a little bit of fresh water in there, put a little fresh water in there.
Yeah, we take a little bit.
Throw a couple suitcases in there if that's about the kind of clothes you travel with, and see what it weighs. And then you'll start to think, where are we at? Are we overweight? We talked to a couple today that is moving. They have moved into their fifth wheel.
RV. Mm-hmm.
Yep, sold their house. Moved into their camper with the kiddos. Hasn't weighed yet. Said next on our list is to go weigh because we're a little nervous about paring things down because we really don't want to get rid of anything.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, if you run overweight, you're putting yourself at risk. You're putting others on the road at risk.
And your whole rig.
Yeah, and you might have a catastrophic event, right? It's just not designed to handle it and to carry it.
Yeah.
So, so
important.
It's important to weigh it and see where you go. I think you'll be surprised at how little you can actually carry in the camper. And this is appropriate because, I'm overweight. So we're going to be cutting us down so we could bring more things with us on the trip because she needs to carry more clothes.
That's right.
So she either goes by herself or I got to lose weight. And if you lose weight, potentially your clothes weigh less because they're one smaller size.
Yes, true.
But it is important. So definitely spend the money, the $13 or whatever it is for you, and go get your rig weighed, and then look up that number. Now it's a little bit different based on the year of the vehicle, right? Based on the chassis, could even be based on your particular model, but I don't think so. The total's the total, and then all the stuff inside on the HD or the QD is going to play into it. But there are folks that just start taking them apart to get the weight out. And,
yes.
And you can do that.
Yeah.
What are some things you could remove to take the weight out?
Well,
I'm looking at one of them right here in this room.
Yes, one is a chair, which we did remove. Yeah. We removed the seat.
Second row passenger seat in a QD. We removed that. What do you think that thing weighs?
Oh gosh, it's got to be
50, 60 pounds, 70 pounds. It's heavy.
60, 70. It's a heavy chair, but yes, you can remove chairs if you want. I mean, obviously you can remove whatever you want in it. We don't suggest some things that people have removed.
So people to save weight, people will remove like the armrests. They're like, these are heavy. They're 14 pounds.
Well, that's the most comfortable thing about the Rialta. You're like sitting in a lounge chair riding down the highway.
Hey,
and
man.
you get to rest and
for
lean
us,
back.
They removing those armrests.
I love the armrests.
No, we're throwing the Cheetos out the window before we get rid of the armrest.
I would much rather have the armrest, yes.
Yeah.
But if that's what you want to do.
The armrest is one. The barrel chair in the FD, is it the FD? With the forward dining.
Some people just get camping chairs. And
Yeah, the barrel chair's heavy, so they'll do a folding chair for just when they're sitting, stopped. That's a couple things you can
Some people
take
get rid
out.
of both passenger seats, which we are considering maybe getting the other one out, just so we can put something else there. But they will take both chairs out just so they have more room to do yoga. We saw that on somebody's
short person, man. Seriously, there's some hot yoga in that car.
Anyway.
Well, the other thing to think about too is when you're customizing, personalizing. Sometimes you get all HGTV on it, and you're thinking, "Look, it's so pretty. I got barnwood and planks and shiplap and oh yes, hallelujah, move to Waco." But you know what? That stuff weighs. Everything you bring in there has got some weight to it. All the adhesives and the glue and the wood and the stuff. So
we have seen a fully wooded out Rialta before. It has to be heavy.
It's heavy, and you're putting in custom furniture, building in cabinets. That can be heavy. We've seen them with granite countertops.
Yes.
My personal opinion is, as much as you love granite countertops, do you really want that weight in your car? Do you need it?
You have to let go of other important things. So I don't think it's really worth.
Man, camping's about necessity. So giant pieces of butcher block and
I'd rather have a big screen TV. That thing
things that are heavy. Yeah, just be careful. The other piece of it is too. You travel a bit, you might see something you want to bring back with you. Nice piece of driftwood.
Yes.
Something at a yard sale.
Yes.
A person. Hey, we're Ken, come back. And you can't bring them back if you are overweight. You just have no extra capacity.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when you're retrofitting your Rialta. Don't go overboard with heavy materials inside. If you're pulling out the carpet, weigh it up and weigh up what you're putting back in place. And if you come out with parity, it's equal weight, then you're cool. If you come out a little bit lighter, cool. If you come out heavier, that's okay. Just know, hey, I added some weight here. Where might I need to shave that off?
Yeah, and we actually just read too, someone said, what about if we just don't have to carry a spare tire?
Oh, gosh. We better talk about that because tires are heavy.
It was very
right?
important on our last trip to have a spare.
A spare is heavy, and they made a good point. Hey, most people, the majority of Americans don't travel with a spare. New cars don't really even come with spares, many of them now. Mm-hmm. And you got roadside assistance, so they're going to come and take care of you, right? Well, that sounds good, and spare tires are heavy. And there's a big metal cage back there that helps you, to store that and carry it, and it's carried after the axle. I mean, it's got the weight is back
In
where
the
it's
back. Yeah.
a rough place to have all that weight. But I said it in the previous video. If you get a flat tire and roadside assistance shows up, what are they going to put on your car?
Yeah.
There are people that literally are sharing every month. Man, we broke down, got a nail in the tire. We had to stop for 3 days while the tire shop tried to get a tire shipped in to put it in. So you ready to sit 3 days camping in a parking lot at the tire store in your Rialta, if they'll let you, or 3 days at a Best Western or
Hilton? A lot of people go way off farther, right? And there's nothing around you to actually stop and wait at it once you get a flat tire. Like, what do you do? I'm
not looking forward to spending two nights in a hotel waiting for the tire guy to get a tire to fix my camper when I'm on a camping trip. And A, it's inconvenient, B, it's expensive, and it's a lot more expensive than carrying the spare, and the spare tire is not the culprit. The other junk I'm carrying is probably the culprit. So how many of you, when you get back from your trip, you're unloading your groceries, and most of them are the groceries you brought with you when you started your trip? Okay, that's weight you don't need to take.
Yeah.
We pack like it's the end of the world. We pack for Armageddon, zombie apocalypse. We're bringing
just
cans
in
of
case
peaches.
we can't come back.
What the heck, man? We don't need all that. You don't need. If you don't need it, don't bring it. But don't. I would say.
Unless you can boondock somewhere far off.
Don't leave the spare tire. That'd be my advice
That's
to you.
important.
If you were my friend, if you were my family member, I would say don't leave the spare tire.
Our last trip, we had no clue that we had any kind of issue or that there was going to be an issue or anything.
That's what they said. They said, there's always an indication when your tire's going to go.
Yeah, and
There's
that's
not an indication when
not always. Yeah, sometimes it just either
but you
pops.
never watch the races or what?
You run over something or
it just separates.
Something.
It's over.
Yeah.
Our indication was
ours just
a 16th of a mile of an odd sound, and if I hadn't have pulled over,
2 hours from home,
it would have blown.
2 or 3 hours. Yeah, and it just all of a sudden started vibrating. So
when it goes, it goes. You don't know, or you hit something and it goes, or whatever. But look, if you're going to save weight, that's like getting rid of important things. Like make the airplane lighter, so get rid of the oxygen tanks. No, bad idea. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, probably not the thing to do, throwing the spare out. Get some of the stuff out of the back section of the trunk. Pay attention to what you're putting on the tow hitch. Mm-hmm. Don't carry 16 water hoses if you don't need them.
Yeah.
Little things, they add up.
Yeah.
Right? So I've got too many water pressure regulators. I don't need to bring them all. There's just little things.
In fact, one of the heaviest things in our vehicle is a toolbox that he carries.
I carry the tools.
Bag. That sucker is heavy.
That's heavy.
But at least it's up by the cab, so you know.
60 pounds of tools. Well, I brought
heavy.
those to the rally, and I
60.
thought Gil was going to need help working on his camper.
Yeah. But again, that's owning a Rialta. It's good to probably carry some of your tools with you, just in case.
If you need tools. If y'all don't have a toolbox, I don't know why you got so much weight in your camper. Just don't bring so much stuff. Get Skechers or something. Anyway.
Skechers. Lightweight one.
Well, if you're carrying Blackstone and you're carrying extra propane and all this, and by the way, all that weight is on top of the weight of the rig, adding in propane, adding in gasoline, all of that is extra weight.
Yeah, we've even thought about maybe getting a what's it called? The awning.
Oh yeah,
thing that
built-in awning on the outside.
Attaches, to
extra weight.
Yeah, that's heavy. So we just got an umbrella instead, but that is something to consider also. If you want the awning, you got to live without other stuff. So
yeah, and if your rig's got an awning, go weigh it and see where you're at. It is what it is. You have it or you don't have it. So maybe your AC and it's heavier.
Yeah.
Right. And there's some people putting in foam and bedding and plywood, and oh my goodness gracious, that's okay. Do it the way you want it. Just know about your weight and get your weight right. And then you shared a really good tip, and I think you heard this from Karen, right? What did you say about where the weight is?
Oh, being up by the cab, not in the back.
Yeah, move it forward. Move it
forward.
Up closer to the front axle, right? Less of an issue. Get it up front, not back over the trailing axle. If worst case, over the axle, better than behind the axle, not as good. So don't do that.
Yeah.
It's just about leverage on the chassis, leverage on the suspension. It affects your handling. It's going to affect a lot.
Yeah.
So if you can, like our heavy tools, those are riding up front, right behind the seats, the front row of seats.
Yeah.
They're riding up there, kind of over where the battery box is.
Yeah, we try to keep most of our heavier weight closer to the front.
It's easy to put all that stuff in the trunk. I got probably a little too much back there. And I think about that all the time. Hey, I need to move some of that stuff.
We don't have a camping rug anymore.
Yeah, sometimes when you're camping, people help you reduce weight by
Yeah.
stealing your stuff.
Yeah.
So nice.
We left for a couple of hours and left our plastic
nice.
rug. It wasn't even a fancy one. Left it there underneath.
So,
picnic
was it a
table.
generator when you're
'Cause we thought, we
boondocking?
don't
Because
need
they'll
to take
take
that. Nobody's
those.
gonna
You
mess
know,
with
you
it.
fire
Let's
it up
wrap
and leave
this
a
up with
separate generator out there on the
Porch
beach, and you go
Pirates
to
think they'll take
conversation. You can't get up and get to them before they walk
Don't
away.
leave anything at all.
What have you gotten stolen at the campsite?
There you go.
Because let's not pretend it's all hunky dory and nobody in America's going to do that. Yes, they are.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they are.
Oh, yeah.
Five-finger discounts are still in vogue. So maybe it was a generator. I've seen where folks have boondocking and you got your generator out there. And when you're asleep, it's easier for them to clip that cable and go.
Yeah. Yeah.
E-bikes, man, I've seen a lot of stories about people stealing those bikes. Coolers.
Coolers.
We haven't
cheap
had
bikes.
anything significant stolen, at least that we remember.
Yeah.
But we're kind of, like I said, we're kind of winging it. So for all we know, we left it. Is the dog here? Let's go. I mean, he gets up on his shoulder, so he makes sure we don't forget it.
Yeah.
But what was it that you might have had? Look, somebody's telling me right now. No. Yep, barbecue grill. Barbecue grill.
Oh,
Steal your grill.
man.
Don't leave the grill. Okay, are you one of
Especially-
those that you leave all your stuff at the picnic table and then you drive your Rialta into town to go get some ice cream or whatever, and you leave all your stuff at the campground because it's going to be just fine? If you're one of those, I'd like to know.
Yes. Because we don't actually usually leave anything, but we did decide to leave the rug this time.
I'll leave the rug. It was under the picnic
Picnic
table,
table.
and then I'll leave like a water hose over
Yeah.
on the spigot, and I think I left the regulator with it. I don't leave any electrical connections or the box because those are expensive. The
Oh, yeah.
power conditioner
yeah.
thing, so I don't leave those, and I don't leave the drain for the black tank, gray tank. I don't leave the sewer,
No.
but some people do.
Yeah.
I just like unplug everything and drive off. I wouldn't leave those things. They're expensive to buy. They're 30, 40, 50 bucks.
Can you imagine someone stealing your black
They would steal it. Who they would?
hose?
They would.
Yuck.
Whatever. Rinse it out. It's plastic.
But people do. They just steal whatever. So,
So what
pay attention
what
to
have you
that.
lost? What was gone missing?
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's campgrounds where you have full timers, right? People just living there. They're paying attention to the comes and goes and whatever. And if you do leave it, why is it an issue for Rialta drivers? Because we leave and take our whole rig with us
Yeah.
when we go.
It's really your city driving car.
Yeah, you don't have a Jeep with you or
No.
something. Yeah. So it happens. So for us, really, the only thing we've lost that we know about is which was my favorite.
I know. It's a
Camping
good
rug.
rug. We got to go buy another one.
I know. And you know what I'm talking about? It's the one that goes out in front underneath the door so the dog's sandy paws and stuff. Not sandy paw, not Santa Claus. Oh gosh, he's so excited for Christmas. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
But anyway, Porch Pirates. And then do you catch them? Do you have a camera rigged up to watch for it? Are you doing the whole like Ring doorbell on your Rialta? We've considered something like that so we
We
can
have considered
see
that.
outside. We do have a rear camera. We haven't put it in the window yet.
Yeah, we still haven't put it in there. We do have a road camera to watch
Dash
when we're
cam.
driving down. Yeah, driving down the road, but we turn it off usually when we park. But I don't know. Maybe we should leave it on
To watch them steal stuff?
at night when we're sleeping or something. I don't know.
You
I don't know.
You
just-
come around stealing when we're there, you're in for trouble.
Well, we do have our
Yeah, we're in for trouble. We have our guard dog.
guard dog.
That's what we got. Yep. You're in for trouble.
Anyway.
Don't be showing up. Don't be waking up, Grandpa.
We hate to be waking up.
No, don't be waking me up. I'm camping.
I'm camping.
A bear's hibernating. You don't go messing around by his cave.
Yes.
All right. Well,
so
hey,
just pay attention to what it is you leave, and don't trust it can go out for sure. Should I touch that? Okay.
Yeah, be careful out there. But if you have lost something, share it. Let us know. Look, here's the deal. We can sit here and talk all the time. We'll put these up. That's cool. And all of our friends in Europe that drive these things or wish they had one will watch and great. But talk about it. Share your experiences. Your experiences will help. They help us, and they'll help other people about, hey, what's going on, and maybe ways to avoid it and ways to secure it. Or
we do these videos because we really researched a lot of. I think we've seen every Rialta video there is on YouTube. And we've got a lot of great tips from that. We learned exactly which kind of rig we wanted. We love it, but there's not a whole lot about Rialtas out there, which is the reason why we're like, hey, maybe we could do the video. So yeah, if you have those tips and tricks, then let's put them on here, and then other people can learn those things on here.
We actually watched every camping video.
We watched a lot of
YouTube, good and bad and ugly.
Yeah.
From Winnebago's, not Rialtas, and because there wasn't very many people camping in a Rialta showing it. They were more like, hey, mine's for sale. Here's my shaky video. The Blair Witch selling a dang Rialta again. But we watched all these fifth wheel videos and camper videos and Class A and Ernest Borgnine's whole bus tour video series. Like, we watched everything. Yeah. And then decided on, hey, we're going to get this Rialta, and how's that work with that one? It's a little different than Mr. B's automatic reeling up dealy bob for his water hose. It's kind of cool. So yeah, that's why we do this, and it's because we get those questions like you just saw come in. We get questions like that from folks all the time, and we're trying to help. So
yeah,
thanks again. Thanks for watching. We look forward to coming at you with new info. Anything you want us to cover, let us know. But we're just going to go with the hot topics. Look, here's the bottom line. Regardless of what anybody says, keep the spare. Get a spare tire. Get that thing in there. Don't use that to cut weight. That's a wrong thing to cut out for weight. You will wreck your trip if you're stuck somewhere.
Yeah, that's not a fun way to spend your vacation.
No, your spare's not going to pop in the parking lot at a Bass Pro on a free swimming day.
In a casino parking lot?
No.
It just doesn't happen that way.
Middle of nowhere. During tarantula migration, that's where your tire's going to pop. You're going to be stuck.
Anyway.
It's a real thing if you've been to New Mexico.
Just be careful.
Cool. All right. Hey, thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you again. We'll see you again next week.
Yes.
Stay safe out there traveling.
Yes.
Let us know if you need anything.
Stay alert.
Stay alert. Reach out. Do the bells and things and all that so you get our videos when they come out. And then anything you want us to cover, make sure and let us know.
Yeah.
And send us a picture of your rig so we can put it on the screen back here.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. All right. Thanks, friends. We'll talk to you later. And remember,
God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
Amen. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Got to dream big, or don't dream at all.